Okay. I'm okay with who I am for now. You know, you're always seeking constant evolvement.
And we're on.
Oh,
You were saying?
you're always seeking a constant level of like involvement
Mm-hmm.
and like trying to become a better person, trying to achieve certain goals. And when you hit 25, at least for me, what it's given me is I don't know, I have certainty. You know what I mean? Like I accept certain things about myself that allow me to challenge each task. And now I tailor it to my comforts, how I am. It's not just like going into a wall head first anymore. Now it's like, let me look at the problem before I slam my head straight into it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me like take a step back and observe. Let me measure out the wall. Let me get up to it. Let me actually touch it before I even like just try to plow through every problem, you know?
I was talking to Raul about this the other day because Raul was telling me that this is like the most casual he's ever dressed.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, dude, you're 25.
Yeah.
Like you kind of like, you know, I had it too. I'm pretty sure you had it too. Like you just like you dressed up for every occasion.
Yeah.
And then now you're just like, yo, I'm gonna pull up everywhere with sneakers.
Yeah.
And like Richard Gere t-shirts.
I love this fucking t-shirt.
Thank you.
It's fucking dope.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah, bro. That movie you put me on with him in it.
Which one?
Mystic Falls? Mystic River?
No, Mystic River didn't have Richard Gere. That was that's Sean Penn, Kevin Bacon, Tim Robbins.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Lawrence Fishburne, yeah.
Richard Gere is in
He's like in a lot of like 90s, 80s movies.
oh my god. What's his Brooklyn's Finest? No, Richard Gere's not in Brooklyn's Finest.
Yo,
Yes,
yeah.
he is. He is.
Oh yeah?
Yeah?
I was
Sweet.
about to say Raul.
Oh, I'm out. Sweet.
Pitch it in. Yeah, no, I never really got it. I haven't watched a lot of Richard Gere movies
For
recently.
real?
Yeah, no, I don't remember.
Dude, that's the movie that I was like, okay, I like his form of acting, but the character they had him play was like the closest it got. Like I have a buddy of mine that actually served in the NYPD, and he was telling me that character in that movie, because it portrays 3 different characters. You have a plainclothes cop played by Ethan Hawke. Then you have an undercover played by oh my God, he was Captain America. Don Cheadle. There it is.
Captain America?
Yeah. Well,
Captain Planet?
He was a War Machine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don Cheadle.
He also did play Captain Planet.
Yeah.
I do remember him playing Captain Planet. Captain Planet, motherfuckers.
Jesus.
You don't remember that? You never saw
No,
that? It's
bro.
like legit him. It's him being an evil Captain Planet.
Oh my God.
It's funny as hell, yeah.
That must have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He starts turning everybody into trees and shit. It's pretty
Oh
fun.
my God, dude.
Pretty good.
So turning people to trees.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but again, Brooklyn's Finest.
Brooklyn's
Very good.
Finest?
Yeah, he plays like a street cop that's about to retire. Dude, this guy is weeks away from retirement. He doesn't even carry bullets in his gun. He hopes, like, you can see it. He just hopes that every time he goes into like some sort of like stressful environment, he just wants to get shot up. Like at the end of the movie, he was, I don't want to give too much away, but he was a very unhappy veteran of the police force. Like,
How old is this movie?
oh man,
It's like 90s?
no, like it had to be early 80s maybe.
This movie's like probably 25 years old, huh?
This movie came out in 2010.
In 2010.
Yeah,
Brooklyn's Finest came out in 2010.
Yeah, like 2008, the earliest. This was one of his later roles in his career. Like, so Richard Gere came to prominence in American Gigolo in the late 80s. And then the movie with Julia Roberts that she plays a hooker.
Oh, Pretty Woman.
Yeah, so that came out, I want to say 91 or 93. Don't quote me on that. But that was really what threw him into that stratosphere. And then they made another movie together as well. He's done a lot of like rom-coms like that for the most part throughout the 90s. And then in the 2000s, his career kind of just dried up. And then he had a few other prominent roles like in the Bob Dylan movie, I'm Not There. And then Brooklyn's Finest as well. But at this point, he's just hired to play somebody's dad or something.
Okay.
So what the fuck have you been talking about this whole time?
I've been talking about that movie, Brooklyn's Finest.
In the 80s?
No, it was not in the 80s. It was made in 2000.
2008?
Yeah.
I can see the typo.
That movie.
All good, bro.
Yeah, fuck
We got
you,
Raul in the building. We got
Yeah,
Marlon in
we-
the building, bro.
Hey,
We got Marlon in the building, bro. What's going on? What's going on, Marvin Gaye?
I'm super happy I'm finally on here, man. I've
Yeah?
been trying to be on your podcast since you were filming it out of your room.
Yeah, it's funny to see where I've come from there.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
I remember being in your little like studio that's like in your office space and just admiring it. And I'm being like, yo, I gotta be like, I want to be on this, man.
Yeah.
I Man.
And the
Yeah.
first time you come on here, it's
Yeah.
like in a studio.
Yeah. Yeah,
Always.
it's you come such a long way, bro. I have nothing but respect for the art, bro.
Hey,
A
man.
lot of people like you put me onto that scene that like all these like Miami artists, all these like very like educated, dedicated kids, super disciplined people in their own artistic way. Like it's been one of the most beautiful things I've been able to see from just hanging out with you now, you know?
Yeah, man. I mean, bro, realistically, if the only people that are going to take you serious are at least, and not even always, like your friends and stuff. Like, bro, there was always criticism coming from everybody in like our friend group and stuff. And a lot of times it was criticism that I didn't take necessarily the great way. And then now in hindsight, I'm looking at it, I'm like, bro, I should have been doing this the moment you guys told me. There was also a lot of bullshit criticism from everywhere, but like, well, I guess tying into what you were saying, bro, these, like, you look at places like Kendall Supply or like Dadewear, you look at Mr. The Pinga that we just had a couple episodes, you know, you got me, like,
Yeah.
those guys wouldn't make it if they didn't feel confident in what it is that they do. And there's enough people around that are willing to invest into that product.
Yeah.
You know?
Invest Local has like really taken
It's
off.
become a thing. It's
Yeah.
become a huge thing because think about it, bro, with pandemic.
Seeing Dre here yesterday,
Yeah.
that was a treat, man.
Yeah.
Man, man, nothing. The Zoss family. Oh,
What are you talking about? First time I met Dre.
oh yeah.
First time
That
I
was
met
the
Dre.
first time?
Yeah, first time I met
Man,
Dre.
That guy,
Cool guy.
cool as fuck.
And he's
Yeah.
got, I mean, he's got the art of Miami.
Yeah.
So like he's
Yeah.
literally working in all that.
Okay.
You know?
Can you tell me a little bit more about his projects? Like I'm not like I love Dre, but I don't know much about what like his hustle is, man, at all. Besides the DJ thing.
Yeah, he's rapping
He's rapping as well.
And then the Art of Miami is kind of just like a collective of artists here in Miami, whether it's rapping, writing, you know, graffiti, whatever it is.
Okay.
And it's just a collective of all those people together coming up to make the best thing that they can, realistically, as a
dope.
collective.
That's
Yeah.
dope. That's
I-
dope.
Yeah, it's honestly like that. I kind of like doing that here because
Yeah.
this is like a community.
Dio's cool.
Yeah, that was cool shit.
Yeah.
And
Real
Dio was cool as shit. Shout out.
Yeah.
But no, we like I like doing that here. Like I like creating a community here.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have that girl Nina.
Yeah.
We were like hanging out with her yesterday, and
Mhm.
like I'm thinking to myself, when I first started this whole thing, a big thing for me was like, bro, I don't want to have somebody on my podcast that I can't have a beer with.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah. That's
And then
a big thing.
And then one of the Adrian, my best friend.
Yeah.
Crazy thing is that he was talking to me, and bro, this guy was giving me like a real life situation. I think we were coming off of acid. It was like a
Oh,
crazy,
shit.
yeah. It was a much needed conversation though,
Okay.
and it was the kind of conversation that it was like, yo, your show's name is Culture Enchiladas. Like that's a great name. You have a great basis set up. Like you're good,
Yeah.
but like whose culture is it? Is it your culture or is it South Florida's culture that you rave so much about? And I'm like, fuck, I'm high. Like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, holy fuck, this is crazy.
I'm on drugs right now.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you revert to.
But I thought about that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like putting the pieces of the puzzle together because a lot of it was like, bro, I was talking about comfort zones. And, like, that's a big thing. Like,
Yeah.
comfort zones. You never want to be in your comfort
Yeah.
zone. You always want to, try to make yourself uncomfortable, make yourself better.
Yeah.
Like, at 25,
Absolutely.
at 25, that's probably the best advice I can give anybody
Yeah.
my age. You get me? Like,
Bro, that conversation we were having about feeling 25.
yeah.
Then you don't feel more 25 than when you're with your buddy from high school. Like how us, like how we are, man.
But, like, we have
Oh,
totally different lives now.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I was saying was that like realistically, bro, like at 25, you're still looking for yourself, bro. Like
Yeah.
there's people in their 30s, 40s still looking
Dude,
for themselves.
you never stop looking for yourself.
get me?
You're always a student.
So one of the things for me was like I have to get out of my comfort zone and I have to stop hanging out with I have to stop interviewing people that I don't know that I know because think about it, like it just becomes my culture again.
Of
I don't
course.
branch out. I don't
Yeah,
branch
you don't
out.
branch out. You don't explore your
I have this
horizons.
girl on my podcast. Great podcast. I think it's my most viewed podcast right
Okay.
now. And the crazy thing is that literally we're doing a podcast with Mr. The Pinga, Nick,
Okay.
and she comes in and we're all, like it's all of us just here chilling.
That's dope.
You get me?
That's dope.
It's kind of like you want to create that community
Yeah.
sense to it. You want to like have a place where like
Networking.
yeah,
Networking is very
like
important.
hey, how can I help you?
Especially when you're starting from like such a rudimentary base, right? I butchered that word, dude. So
Yeah, no.
bad.
Yeah.
But
All good
yeah,
though. I'm your friend.
when you're starting from such like a small beginnings, bro.
But you have to talk to everybody that you can. And like, bro, the funny thing about feeling 25 is that shit doesn't get more personal than when you're like in that like discovery stage.
Have you noticed that in this age you're less afraid to express your feelings to people?
Yeah, no, I get that too.
Yeah, you don't care to express yourself more if it gets the point across as to why you might not want to do something, why you're so passionate towards something. You don't really, you still care about people's feelings,
Of course.
but you stop limiting your speech and your capabilities of communication due to it. You know, I feel like even though I might disagree with like people on certain topics or whatever it may be, I always come to an understanding. Like I always tell this to people. I don't like people that flip flop ever. I like consistency. Like if you're a fucking dickhead, dude, if you consistently say good morning followed by like some racist comment, I respect the consistency of that as opposed to somebody that's like racist comment, leaves, and then the next day it's like, yo, what's good, man? And you're like, no. Excuse me? Let's talk. Let's understand what's going on here. Like you already showed me that you could play characters. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's very important, leading it back to community and this podcasting. I see that. I see that in this community. Everybody just genuinely wants to help each other.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And it's funny that you say that about like being more confident with yourself. Cause like, bro, realistically, man, like I wouldn't be able to do this. Like this has helped me be more confident in myself just cause like it, you know, you obviously try to stay as consistent as you possibly can. I mean, especially me that, you know, I'm talking to somebody for an hour and a half, you know, every week type of thing. So like, it's a lot easier for me to stay consistent when I only have 1 hour of stuff, you know, getting put out. But like, this is going to be the second episode in a week.
Nice.
So now this is going to start a cycle. So I can keep this cycle going, but now there's more shit to be consistent about. And like, not everything I'm going to say, you know, not everything I say is going to be right. Not everything I say is going to be politically correct or whatever the fuck. That's where like, you know, the whole criticisms of cancel culture come into. No. We don't have to get into that. It's already.
Bro, what do you mean we don't have to get into that?
It's already. You don't
want to get into that with me?
No, it's not even that. I feel like we're not going to say anything that's going to advance the.
I had a situation where I made a comment.
Yo, Raul, you good, bro? Dog, you're just blowing your nose like crazy, dude.
Dude, hear it on the camera?
Yeah, dude, I hear it on the speakers. Bro, I don't know. It might be my microphone, I guess. I'm just still hearing it. Maybe I don't know. Whatever.
Cancel.
I think that you're just hearing it.
Are you here? Do you hear it too?
I hear it too. Yeah. Every once in a while.
Your microphone?
I don't know if it's on the microphone. Whatever.
Maybe it's just me breathing heavy. Cause
yeah, it's definitely not on your microphone.
All right, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I'll try my hardest to not be
all right.
No, just stop breathing.
Dude.
Let's have a stuffy nose.
Fuck, man. This guy in the breathing. Fucking asshole.
You ever just think of stopping?
For real.
Just quitting?
Just purple in the face. Tears leaking out.
Eyes red.
It's not your lucky day yet.
It's not your lucky day yet.
Cyanide pill in the molar.
Sorry for my breathing with the microphone off, because this is what it sounds like with the microphone on.
No, blow your nose.
No. Can I? Do I?
No, don't do it. That's disgusting. That's gross.
Okay, so I'll just suffocate. Don't worry.
That's gross.
Very gross.
Yeah.
But
you were saying, I'm sorry.
Okay, so this whole cancel culture thing affected me in a very strange way. One time, I know shit had this girl. She made a comment. I made a comment about how stupid I thought the comment was. And what ended up happening was she called me a woman hater, completely blocked me and everything, and then told all her friends I was a woman hater. And that was a label I was stuck with. But, you know, I've also had a rough history with misogyny.
Yeah.
So
I know that.
I know you know that.
I know.
But, yeah, so be it. Yeah, I can't. I forgot where the fuck we were going with this conversation, dog.
No, man.
I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you, man.
You honestly just went off the rails just to say that.
Yeah.
Just to say that. Just be like, I don't like girls. Like, that's me.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I forgot where I was going with that, but I hate women.
Not at all. I like the.
Hey, man, but it goes back to
the other ones I fear.
It goes back to what you were saying, though, bro. Like, realistically, man, like, you're not afraid to share that opinion on a public platform like this.
Oh, Jesus.
You should never. No, you should never care, bro. You should never care. Honestly, you should never care. You should never care. No, not everybody's supposed to like you, brother.
Yeah.
Not everybody's supposed to like you. You know, not everyone's supposed to like you. Not everybody has to fucking understand you. All right, yo, what's
Let's go from another one.
huh?
I lost my train of thought.
No, you were saying about everything
Everything is
in social media.
Yeah, everything on social media gets super sexualized. So you have all like the sex sells like entity. So you have people making money off of fucking nothing, dude.
Yeah,
Like off
their
like,
bodies.
off their fucking body. Yo, that's a good question to start upon. What's your opinion about this whole OnlyFans thing that's going on?
The OnlyFans?
Yeah, like about how no sexually explicit content because they're trying to stop pedophilia. But like, what do you feel about that? Like, there's a lot of women that are gonna lose a hustle.
Wait, didn't they say that they were going to continue to let women?
Yes. That came after the fact. But what was your initial thought when it came out? Like, literally, it came out and it was like, no more sexual content. It's like, yo, isn't that what OnlyFans is all based on? Like, you might see like jujitsu tutorials that are on OnlyFans. I've seen that too, you know. But like, you might also see like an artist giving some sort of guitar lesson. I understand that. Maybe even Jamie Foxx like giving life advice. I've heard about that too.
Okay, I didn't
but
know
like,
that.
yeah, but like, I think what a good 75% of OnlyFans is sexual content.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but I want to know your opinion, bro.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it if it was 75%. I mean, realistically, bro, when I first heard of that, I'm like, damn, these girls are fucked. These girls are gonna have to find a job.
Yeah.
Not just girls, guys too. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, but like these people are gonna have to find real jobs now. And that's
Yeah.
gonna be tough. In regards to the whole pedophilia thing, that's a very dicey conversation to navigate around. Just
Yeah.
because if you look at what 8chan was built on, 8chan was essentially a forum that anybody could talk their shit, regardless of whatever it is that you looked into. So like, there were forums where they were promoting like pedophilia by like posting, you know, teenage girls on those forums.
Yeah.
And, you know, there was also other forums where they were talking about, you know, things going on in the Middle East, you know, things going on in places that we're not aware of.
Yeah.
So like, the whole owner, his whole basis is like, look, 8chan was created after like the whole Trump thing, you know,
Yeah.
really kicked off, and then Republicans started getting silenced in Twitter and Instagram.
Yes.
So 8chan was like, the guys of 8chan were like, yo, we're kind of scared that this censorship is going to take control, which kind of has, I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they were also saying we need our freedom of speech, even if that means that freedom of speech is compromising
Yeah.
kids.
Dude, it's so bad. Have you ever noticed when you like go onto like one of those movie sharing websites, how you'll click on something and like the pop-up page is something related to pornography?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever noticed that sometimes there'll be like some hentai page or with like a very petite like Asian girl, she looks Korean. You know why that is, right?
Why?
So a lot of these like North Korean defectors, they go over to South Korea and they become like sex traffickers. But sex trafficking takes like a whole new form, like especially in today's society where like the internet is so like easily accessible. So they'll webcam, and you have these 16, 17-year-old girls webcamming these like old rich dudes. And like that's why like that media is pushed on pop-ups. I don't know if you've ever noticed that.
Yeah.
That media is pushed super hard, like, and I don't know the success rate that it has, but obviously if enough people are watching that and enough sycophants are out there, dude, there's people that are like, okay, let's see what this is about. Deep dark web, you know what I'm talking about?
Well,
If you could buy nuclear warheads on the deep dark web, you could definitely find an underage girl. Dude, I actually have a crazy fucking
is that a
story
thing
about
though?
that.
Can you buy nuclear warheads on a?
I've heard, obviously now.
You have obviously heard of
the
arms,
regulations and
drugs.
But that was the thing. That was the thing in the early 2000s. Like when pretty much like as soon as the internet started, that was the thing. Like the deep dark web. For me, it's always been like some sort of like urban myth and rumor. I don't have many facts on it, but
No. The dark web was essentially it's a government owned product. It's the army.
Really?
Yeah, the army created it, and the army created it because in the middle of the 90s.
word.
Yeah, in the middle of the 90s, there was a lot of things happening in Iran, Afghanistan. You know, all those wars. You know, Desert Sandstorm, whatever. All those things. Essentially, they were censoring the internet over there in those countries. So
Okay.
a lot of the journalists over there were left without a voice. They were able to go onto the Tor browser, which is what the dark web is, like what you run the dark web on. I think there's other browsers, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were going onto the Tor browser and saying like, hey, look, you know, the government is basically, you know, watering our lawns with the shit that makes the frogs gay, like Alex Jones.
Yeah,
You get me?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so like
Yeah.
they were saying like, oh, look, our government is our government's withholding food from us, like things like
Okay.
that. So the army could find out and the army would know. But then the dark web took another turn where people were starting to sell drugs on it. You know,
Okay.
the Silk Road.
So it was fake news before fake news had a title.
No.
Isn't that initially? I mean, dude, I'm not. Man, John, can you imagine like where society would be without the CIA's involvement in like some historical moments in this nation?
Well, was it, I think the CIA, if I'm not mistaken, I think Lyndon B. Johnson signed an act that the CIA can't commit any like assassinations towards any other like government official.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have no
That's
idea.
why,
About that.
bro, we saw a video on it the other day. CIA tried killing Castro like 600 times. They have 600 plans, legitimately. They have 600 plans, and not a single one worked. To the point, like, even the most, like, Looney Tunes shit that you could think of, that
Like
they were...
just walking up to the front door, knocking, and hoping Fidel answers the door.
No.
Pop him.
No. Like, he would go to get a cigar, put it in his mouth,
And
light it
it'll
up, and it
blow
would
up?
blow up. Yeah. And it just reminds me of, like, a cartoon
Yeah, of
cigar.
course. Yeah, Elmer Fudd does that shit. Like, boom.
Yeah. And, like, yeah, they had 600... I think he said that he survived 630-something assassination attempts.
What did
on
you
him.
think of?
Well, before we continue, hold that question.
Okay.
Welcome to Culture and Collaws, everybody.
Oh.
We have a gun in the building. We have Marlon in the building. We have Raul in the building.
Woo woo woo.
Okay. Marlon, introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are.
Well, and to keep it real short, I would say I'm one of John's closest and best friends.
Yeah.
First and foremost, and I'm Marlon Perera, 25,
25.
mid to late 20s. We were just talking about that as well. And man, I served in the United States Marine Corps. I was in 1st Battalion, 8th Marines. I served with Alpha Company and Bravo Company. I deployed twice, and an honor to be on your show, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
We've been talking about this since your show was in your bedroom.
Yeah, crazy to think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, you already heard him already. He's a Marine, so there's going to be like whole Blue Lives Matter, you know.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
just a tad. But, man, it doesn't matter.
No.
You could
I'm
be-
fucking around.
I know, but it doesn't
like
matter
it.
to me.
I am,
Something real quick.
What's
Huh?
up?
I think that we missed one big part of that intro.
What was it?
He's a fucking national hero.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Come on, man.
Deploying twice, bro. That's no easy feat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna compare what I did to what was just experienced in Kabul. I'm not gonna. What my boots went through was way more intricate, way more elaborate than what I did in my service. But yeah, man, I got my combined Armed Forces Service Medal.
I'm sorry. How would you compare your experience with, like, I don't know, like, let's say Chris Kyle?
Oh man, come on! We're talking about early 2000s, early invasion of Ramadi. We're talking about a fucking Navy SEAL.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's not take away anything from how elite these fucking guys are. I could say I'm as elite as I want to be. At the end of the day, I was a rifleman in the line platoon. You know what I mean?
The Marines are like that's the cream of the crop, though, isn't it? It's a subdivision under.
We do pride ourselves in saying that.
but it's under the Navy.
It's the Department of the Navy, and
Yeah.
we have a running joke that says we're the men's Department of the Navy.
Okay.
So, you know, we say jokes like that. Marine stands for my ass rides and Navy equipment.
Nice.
You know, like I could give you some good stereotypes. You know the term jarhead?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you hear the term jarhead, what do you think of?
I think of Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay, you think of the movie, right?
Yeah.
But what is, in essence, what is a jarhead?
Just a guy with nothing in his.
Right, like it's an
jar.
empty vessel, right?
Yeah.
So I have this big conundrum with everybody. I was in the infantry. I was in 0311. I was a rifleman. So I have this big argument to make that it doesn't matter what your MOS is in the Marine Corps. No Marine is a jarhead. If you're gonna call somebody a jarhead, it's an insult. You know what I mean? A Marine. If you call a Marine a jarhead, it's an insult.
If a Marine calls another Marine,
I never liked the term jarhead, brother, because there's nothing but incredible stories, personalities, and individuals in this uniform. You know what I mean?
so like,
These guys aren't taking blind orders. They're questioning everything that they should question, while also applying, military discipline.
what I'm trying to ask is, a Marine can call another Marine a jarhead.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and in a joking way. You know what I mean? But it's my personal thing.
And I can't call you a jarhead.
You could go ahead, bro. It's not me that I take it personal, but that's my least favorite term out of all the nicknames that Marines have.
So I got the J word pass.
Yeah,
what
you
you're telling
do.
me.
You do.
Okay.
You get the J word pass, bro.
Okay.
But with me, yeah, but like Treffelhunden, which means devil dog in German, right?
Devil dog.
I like
Semper Fi, devil dog.
Leatherneck. I love that term. Like that's old school. You know,
Reminds me of like Sons of Anarchy kind of thing.
yeah. It goes back to, there was a French war where while they were fighting on ships, Marines would wear a strip of leather that would stop the swords from slicing their necks during battle.
Would that work?
Yeah. It was a thick piece of leather. That's where the term leatherneck comes from. Marines, you know where the Marines were started? Marines were started in a bar.
That's funny. Okay.
During a bar fight. Yeah.
How okay, so where do you start off from a bar fight to being the United States Marine Corps?
So
Like,
a couple sailors got
Okay.
into a bar fight, and they stopped calling themselves sailors and started saying we're Marines. And it just took off. But that's the most simplified version of that story. Okay. You know, there's obviously generals, colonels that could tell you this story in such detail that I could never even fathom. I'm just not educated enough to. And these guys, man, like so the United States, we always had this thing in the Marine Corps. The United States doesn't need a Marine Corps. They have the ground covered with the Army. They have the air covered with the Air Force, and they have the sea covered with the Navy. They want a Marine Corps. They admire our tenacity. They admire the capability of doing more with less. You know, they call it the tip of the spear for a reason. Our deployments are usually anywhere between 6 months to 9 months. I've seen longer deployments, obviously, especially during combat conditions. Mm-hmm. But anywhere between 6 to 9, where the first one's in is last one out. You know, that holds true. That's in both my deployments, I've seen that. It's been applied even in the time that I joined. I joined from 2014 to 2018. You know,
that's right. I remember the day we dropped you off.
Bro, you remember?
I remember
I
that.
got into a white van and some CIA fucking movie.
Dude, I was like, that
was one of the craziest experiences of my life, and I didn't even know it at the time.
Bro, like I honestly, it looked like a regular ass van that takes like elementary school.
Dude, I took a fucking spaceship to a complete 180 of my life. Like I could have been something so different, and I stepped into this white van, and it changed me. And I hate to fucking say this, but dude, think about kids.
A lot of kids get into white vans and it changes them, brother. There's a lot of things.
I couldn't avoid it. But dude,
did they have candy in that white van at least?
We're sick fucks.
Yeah, no, we're hilarious.
But yeah, I got into that white van. The man licked his finger, and next thing I know, I'm a United States Marine, bro.
Oh my
god. One thing that you brought up a little while ago that I actually wanted to get your opinion on. What do you think of the situation in Kabul? Take away the Marines. The situation in Kabul, how it went down, the extraction. What's your?
I'm gonna start this sentence with saying something that I know is gonna be controversial to like my friends that listen to me speak in general, like that actually give a fuck about my opinion. I'm gonna give Joe Biden this one. You know why?
Yeah.
Listen, not because, fuck. I know that it's a very unpopular opinion. But listen, he said, "Why would we fight a battle for people that don't want to fight their own battle?"
Okay.
There's no reason why those 13 Americans should have passed away. You know the oldest individual in that group? You know how old they were?
They were like 27.
32.
Jesus Christ.
Staff sergeant. Yeah. The staff sergeant that died. He was 32. I could be lowballing. I think he was a little older. But man, like in their 30s, early 30s at that. You know, it's a fucking tragedy. And why does that happen? Okay, Joe Biden's dude, this is Joe Biden's Benghazi. You know, a lot of people are saying that.
Move the microphone a little bit closer to, like, not. You can move it, the actual microphone itself. So
is this better?
Yeah, I mean it's better, but
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, but like this is a lot of people are saying that this is Joe Biden's Benghazi. I'm not one to get political. I always identify as an American centralist. I like taking parts of both political parties and seeing what they have to offer.
As you should.
Exactly. I'm big on my First Amendment right, and I'm big on my Second Amendment right. You know. And it's just because it's something that's been ingrained in me, man. If we didn't have these protests during George Floyd's, like, the period of time that people give this attention, because we could go on to how people give selective attention to things.
Yeah, of course.
You know, there's tragedies happening every day, and people want to choose what they give attention to. And it's sickening because the media and these politicians that are only getting fatter and richer, they're playing with the American mind.
To agree with your point, bless you.
Bless you.
To agree with your point, I do understand that selective, like, it's very fickle.
Yeah.
It's very fickle.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm not going to sit here because, bro and I had, like, 4 different discussions over the course of, like, 2 hours last night about this whole thing. And I've always considered myself a libertarian because I do believe in that gray area. But the thing is with that gray area is that it is too gray. God bless you. God.
You put me onto part of the problem.
Yeah, Dave Smith.
Dave Smith. Yo, if he runs for president, I'll vote for him.
But what I was telling you is that it's too gray of an area, and there's a lot of things that you can't cover within that gray area without, you know. So, but I've always leaned myself right because that's just how the way I grew up, you know, my parents and stuff like that. And like, I politically align with the right.
Mm-hmm.
So not with the right, but you know, with, I do have conservative views is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I felt like with this, it was weird because I couldn't tell you whether or not Trump would have done a better job.
Yeah.
But I could tell you that this shit made us look weak.
Yeah.
It made us look weak.
Very. Well, I mean, the way we're handling COVID in general is making us look weak. You know, it shouldn't be, you know, there's countries out there that are, if you go out and you're not vaccinated and you can't provide proof of vaccination, you're getting the shit beat out of you.
Have you heard what's going on in Australia?
What's going on in Australia?
Dude, bro, can you look up some like a video from Australia? Like just look up news about Australia.
What's going on in
It's
Australia?
Working on it.
It's a legit total lockdown.
Well,
Yeah, and they're like beating the shit out of people in grocery stores, right?
They're arresting people.
Well, I'm searching it up now, but I've actually done some personal research on this. If you don't mind me taking lead on this,
Sure.
So basically, they're creating an app where so at any time they could text you, "Hey, where are you? Do you have COVID? Have you been tested?" Et cetera, et cetera. And so you have to take a picture of your location, and if in 15 minutes your GPS on your phone doesn't coincide with the location and the picture that you have to take, you could go to jail.
Yeah. I've also heard that when you get to your job, you have a sign-in sheet and a sign-out sheet.
I've heard that you can only register to see 2 different households.
Whoa.
Like that's the only thing you can do. Like that's the only like family you can visit.
I mean, bro, I gotta be honest, man. If there's any country to be in during a pandemic, it's the United States of America.
dude, if there was any state to be in, it was Florida.
It's Florida.
Crazy.
Yo, dude, you know what it is? I went to see Joe Rogan.
Nice.
3 weeks ago.
No, yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. And dude, he literally said, he goes, "Wow, I've never thought I would see a world where Florida is what kept the United States afloat." You know?
Dude, it makes sense.
And Miami is its own different beast, man. Like, her own thing.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
So what I had stated was accurate. And on top of that, to go back to what you were saying about the 2 households, it's not 2 households, but you can't see anybody who lives outside of 3 miles of you.
Oh, do you know what that is?
Bro, that's not.
That's nothing.
That's
I couldn't
nothing.
see you.
No, we couldn't be able to see each other. No,
I don't
there's
think
no way.
I don't think I'd be able to see George or anybody like
Nobody.
Yeah.
Think about it. You live in deepish, Kendall?
that. No, I live in the ass crack of West Kendall.
Yes,
brother.
yeah, you're right before Country Walk. Yeah, practically.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not gonna dox myself.
Yeah,
really,
of course.
but,
No, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a drive.
Yeah, it's a drive.
It's a drive.
But that's ridiculous though, man.
Yeah.
Like realistically, like imagine having to text the government official like, "I'm home,
Yeah,
watching The Sopranos."
yeah, like some government entity that just like, you know, man, I hate. God, I'm gonna fucking say it because I'm on my buddy's pocket.
Dude.
So tinfoil hat is on. Okay.
Oh, let's hear it, brother. I love this.
So it starts off with get vaccinated is for the greater good.
Yeah.
And it's for a better America. Hey, get this chip in your arm. Okay? Chin up. Get this chip in your arm. And now before you leave your doorway, scan the chip. When you get to your destination, scan the chip. It's for your safe being. It's so that we could keep a track of you, so that we can make sure that you're not impossible. Like, you know, somebody shoves you into a van, you get raped, you get assaulted,
You get put into the Marines.
Yeah, you get drafted. Shit, man, you know, we try to avoid everything, right?
Yeah.
And then we push into that, and you have to check into every single thing you're doing, you know, and then that's it. You're in this world where it's complete and total control. You can't separate reality.
Sci-fi type shit.
Yeah, it's sci-fi.
Like 1984.
You know, I love diving into this shit because it's like the possibilities are endless, you know?
Well, hey, man, it's there's nothing wrong with questioning everything.
Yeah, bro.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
And this is the thing. I say statements like this, and people are like, dude, this guy must be the reddest, the most right-wing, fucking conservative mother. No, bro, it's not that at all. It's just like I love seeing everything from every perspective, and I love being an optimist. I think I'm inherently an optimist. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like,
You're all right.
I'm okay. I'm still a shitty ass fucking person, but I'm okay. But dude, like, you gotta like literally see like every perspective that you can have on a. Oh man, I'm getting tangled up here. John, help me.
We've had a couple drinks. We've
Yeah,
had a
I
couple
know.
drinks just in case
Dude,
anybody's.
yeah.
Dude,
If anybody had any doubt.
Fuck,
Do you guys mind if I jump in?
go for it.
because I
Save me.
All right, so
Save me.
So I think what you're trying to say is whether you're red, blue, white,
Yeah.
fucking whatever.
There it is.
You
Politics.
You have to understand that there's a different perspective to each
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
If I have to pinpoint what you were trying to say, again, let me know if I'm wrong.
Ooh.
But it seems like you're just trying to express that we have to understand the perspective that people come from, not even if we agree with it per se, but people arrive to the conclusion that they arrive to for a reason.
I mean, realistically, bro, you and I can sit here and have a conversation and disagree about every single thing, but at the end of it, you're going to walk out of that door and you're going to still be like, yo, that was my boy.
Yeah.
I was on his podcast.
No, yeah, for sure.
We biggered the whole time. We
Yeah.
talked shit, whatever. But we're still boys.
Yeah.
And it's just that level of like having that level of confidence to like just say like, hey, you can agree whatever you want to agree on, bro. That's a free fucking country.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Tell me. I got a question for you, bro.
Let me hear it.
So I have this. I was told this by a friend, a mutual friend of ours. I'm gonna name drop Marlon Perez.
Okay.
So I think he's one of the most intelligent people I've ever interacted with. Like,
Okay.
I'm not no bias.
Yeah.
Okay. He's just a very intelligent person. Justin Moore told me that I have a very nuanced perspective on Kanye West, right?
Okay.
Okay. I say this because I want to lead into that conversation a little later on. But what do you think about Caitlyn Jenner running for as a Republican candidate?
Dude, that's like the realest thing anybody's ever asked me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
At least on my podcast.
I'm your
before.
fucking boy. I'm here to
I'm here. I'm happy you're
Do
here.
you want your viewers to know who the fuck you are? This is a
Huh?
good question to fucking know who the fuck you are.
No. Just,
Yeah.
I honestly, it's dicey because like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I don't understand. Like, I don't understand that. You get
Okay.
me? Like, and that's, huh? Yeah, I know she's against trans rights. We talked about this. We talked about
I've heard about that. Yeah.
For me,
That's exactly why I asked the question.
for me personally, it's tough, man, because I can't sit here and tell you that I am like understanding of somebody that doesn't feel the way that they should feel in their own body.
Okay.
You got me? Like,
I mean,
like,
is this controversial for me to say? I'm just going to say it. Is it okay for a biological man who transitioned into a woman in their late 30s, early 40s to compete in women's sports?
I don't think so.
Right? No,
I don't think
absolutely
so. I
not,
don't
right?
think so. I don't
But
think so.
but check this out. If a woman in her late 30s, early 40s transitioned into a male and she wanted to compete in men's sports, not a single man would give a fuck.
Yeah, not. But it doesn't make it any right or wrong.
It doesn't
like,
exactly.
like
That's
at the end of the day, they're putting themselves in harm.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say like I don't want to sound like sexist or anything.
it's not.
But
That's
like,
not,
bro,
that's not what I'm
the
getting
bone
at.
density, the muscle fibers, like everything is
Exactly.
so much. Like we're strong, bro. We're men.
Dude,
we're men.
it makes me so fucking upset to know that like there's some people out here that are literally, for one, they're just driving themselves nuts. All right, they're driving themselves nuts trying to like always play to a one side or the other. But let's ask the valid questions, man. Should somebody that is just denser as an individual be in some sort of combat sport or some sort of super athletic sport?
Weightlifting,
Dude, they have an
basketball,
advantage.
anything.
They have an advantage. It's like taking steroids.
Yeah.
You know, and like I don't see the difference there. You know, and that's my question. And on top of that, Caitlyn Jenner running for president, and she's against all that.
I mean, yeah. To feed onto your to answer your question, I can't sit here and tell you that I understand what it's like to be in that position of like
Yeah.
not knowing what I don't belong in my body. You get me? Like I can't. That's why I respect them for their decision. They do it.
I've heard descriptions. I was reading a book called Irreversible Damage.
I've heard. Yeah.
And there's people that have said that they feel so uncomfortable with their sexuality. It feels like there's sandpaper on their skin. I don't wish that upon my worst enemy, dude.
Of course, no.
Everybody deserves to be
level.
happy.
It's a level of psychology. It's a level of psychology
Yeah.
that, realistically speaking, and this is not to offend anybody, but
Yeah.
realistically speaking, if you were talking to someone in maybe 20, 30 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
you would have been looked at as sick.
Yeah.
And it's become a norm now, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You do what I'm all for bettering yourself in a way that I frankly can't understand, and the fact that you can and you can do
Yeah.
something about it, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. But at the same time, I also do think that it's kind of immoral to have somebody at such a young age go through it just because they feel like they should go through it, because that is irreversible damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is legit
when you
irreversible.
stunt a young man's testosterone before
You know
he
what that
even
is?
develops any. Yeah.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
Like,
You're mutilating someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, with Jenner, I mean, just because she's a she now.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily mean that her views changed.
Yeah.
She probably just didn't feel right, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't want transgender bathrooms or transgender sports or stuff like that."
I know that we're like on a heavy topic right now, but I'm laughing my ass off because, bro, I keep thinking about like, yo, think about living a life. You're a successful lawyer, an Olympian, and you have these,
You're on a Wheaties box.
You're on a Wheaties fucking box, and you legitimately are driven by these succubi to fucking chop off your dick and get tits,
Dude.
bro.
I mean, realistically, bro, that was the Kardashians.
That dude. Look what they did to Kanye. They put Kanye on medication. He gained weight. He lost himself. Dude.
Chris Humphries never had a career.
Chris Humphries never had a fucking career.
Tristan Thompson, Boston, I think.
Dude,
Those guys never had a career anyway.
the Kardashians.
Well, Tristan Thompson is a champion, my friend.
Bro, he's a champion.
He's a champion, and he played a key role in that 2016 Cavaliers team. So
because everybody else was hurt. Somebody had to.
But wait, where is he now? Is he still in Boston?
He got traded to Boston, yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah, no.
The Kardashians are Jersey Devils.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Like they are like, you know that interpretation of South Park of Snooki?
Yes.
Bro,
the troll?
Yes.
The orc?
Snooki wants snoo.
Yeah,
bro.
she's an orc.
That literally the Kardashians, but they do that with your soul, man. You lose yourself in that shit.
No, 1,000%, man. You got to understand the magnitude of these people's lives. They wake up, and there's people a couple acres down in the entrance to their driveway.
Yeah.
And there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
They go to the fucking gym. Cameras everywhere.
Bro, think about how unhealthy that is for development.
No, that is the worst. I don't understand. I can't fathom what those kids are going through right now.
No, dude.
And I mean, hey, to each his own. I guess we all kind of strive for that, though, right? Like we all strive to be the wealthiest, or
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like some of us settle for comfort, but a lot of us strive for the best that we can.
Every American strives for,
and
we could all agree on capitalism.
Yeah,
we could all agree on making more money.
I mean, some people can. I have my fair criticisms of capitalism. We talked about it yesterday.
Oh,
too.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, look, like Marx is the greatest sociologist of all time because of his criticisms of capitalism, and that's because in his time, what he was seeing was very not microscopic, but it was very blatant, I guess.
Okay.
Like it was very blatant to him then, whereas to now it looks very microscopic.
Okay.
So one of the things that one of the things that he was saying was that it takes away the individual from the work. So like, think about it. Under Marxist rule, and I could be butchering this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I could be butchering.
I don't give a fuck.
I've never read the Communist Manifesto. That's the thing.
Who are you trying to impress though?
But one of his one of his fair criticisms. One of the fair criticisms is that it takes away the work from the individual. So like, say for example, our good friend Danny Zass, right?
Yeah. He
could have a store right now if it was under Marxist rule. I think.
Okay.
But why? Because he has the means to. He worked his ass off to get there. He has a design. And he can run his own store here.
Okay.
The thing with capitalism is that they're not looking at the individual and their art. They're looking at it more from a product standpoint and a monetary standpoint.
Of course.
So
because that's what fuels the economy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with capitalism, the biggest thing that capitalism has fucked up in this country, at least from what I've seen, is outsourcing the factories and the American jobs.
Oh, dude, you want to talk about China taking over?
Well, yeah, I mean, fuck it. Why not? China, the reason, look.
Did you see American Factory on Netflix?
No, but you know what you can watch? I think you can find it on YouTube, Culture and Glass too. And KNR podcast.
Hey.
You could find it on YouTube. It's Death by China.
Okay.
And it shows you 5 different ways that China basically fucks us over. So first off, just to start off, they don't even care about their people over there. Like their environment is horrible.
Yeah.
I did a paper once on Beijing. Bro, Beijing, if you breathe in the air in Beijing for like a day, it's like you smoked 2 packs a day. Jesus. Marlboro Reds, baby. Cowboy killers. All right. On top of that.
That's heavy.
Yeah. So like they don't give a fuck. There's actual cancer villages in China. There are actual villages in China where the factories dump all their shit, and essentially the soil that's there, they end up getting it just has like pollutants.
Wow.
Pollutants.
And it just kills
and the villages around there, they get that they fucking try to grow their crops and stuff like that, and they just get fucked over. It's like Flint. It's like Flint.
Have you heard about the Uyghur camps?
Of course.
Dude, tell me about that. I want to know. I want to know what you think about that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. No. I've heard about them.
Yeah.
Not. Haven't done my research on it. I haven't done my research. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry. The third way was the money manipulation, the currency manipulation. They actually change up their currencies every now and then to like try to like inflate the dollar and stuff like that. And one of the crazy things too is that, bro, I worked in import export. I worked for a broker right around the corner from here.
You told me about it.
Yeah.
I remember when you were working there.
And I was having this discussion with my brother-in-law, and I remember my brother-in-law said something along the lines of like, oh, but like, bro, like Trump taxed China. And I'm like, no, he put taxes on China. Those tariffs, basically what that's trying to do is bring in all those American companies back to America. But the problem is that when you're, making sheet metal in China for like cents to whatever many dollars that you're making it here, that I think it's 25% or 20%. That 25% actual
it's
like
actually
extra,
about 30%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the 30. So
it's gone up though. I think it went up over the years.
Over the last 20 years, China's become an economic superpower.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense that, because, so to go back to a couple points you made, if you don't mind me jumping in, I'm sorry. Okay, then I'll shut up. I'm sorry.
So with China, what I was telling you was that, bro, I worked there. I didn't work in China.
Okay.
I worked in the import-export business. So I saw the receipts. I saw the 7501s. So I saw like this person paid $100 to import whiskey, right? That's just, I don't know, some stupid shit. They spent $100 bringing in cases of whiskey.
Okay.
If that whiskey came from China, now they're not paying 100. They're paying 100 plus whatever percentage that tariff is at then.
Okay.
That's so that the companies can stop doing business with China and coming back over here and making those countries. But Raul and I talked about it yesterday, and actually something that Raul brought up that was very valid was the gig economy. Over the last 4 years that Trump was in office, what was it? I think when he came in, he had the unemployment rate was at what, Raul?
5.4. He got it down to a 2.3.
So very good, right?
Okay.
But exactly what he was saying, and even hell, I was the victim of it too. I think Raul was too. We were working 2-3 jobs, and the reason being is because you were working TGI Fridays, or I was working Oakley or whatever. But then I was working Uber Eats. He was doing Uber Eats, Instacart. Like, you're working those gigs. You get me? So like, your unemployment is down because of these easily accessible gigs that anybody could just literally go on their phone and sign up for it.
Damn, okay.
You get me?
Okay, yeah. I see that perspective completely, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't even...
It's just to give you both sides of the story.
Uber Eats, all those... Instacart.
All that stuff is gigs, bro. And realistically speaking, you can't make a livable salary only on Uber and
of course not.
You get me? Like,
you got to do it as
a
side thing.
You got to be working like 12 hours a day type of thing for that to happen. And by the end of 12 hours, driving people around, your gas is fucked up, your tires are fucking... the tread is already gone.
Man, yeah, that's another thing. It's like the maintenance on these vehicles, because they do have a checklist, right? Mm-hmm. When you pre-register,
it can't be older than a certain year, and it has to have all the specifications like perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
There's people that actually lease or buy cars just to dedicate themselves to Ubering.
Uber has their leasing a lease program.
Really, I did not even know that.
I had a friend of mine used to work with him. He bought like a Nissan Versa.
Oh, wow.
But you know what it is that like now you're not working for your dollar. Now you're working for that car.
Oh, man.
And like, cool. Hey, maybe if you didn't have a car before, like it is definitely a use.
Yeah.
But like now you got to make sure that regardless of whether you're working Uber or not, you better have that money at the end of the month, because that's our car still. You get me?
Son. So you're always owing some sort of man.
It's crazy, man. Yeah. It's a crazy world we live in, bro.
Yeah, bro. Nobody owns anything, dude. Everything is, I mean.
It's all credit.
The bank is just renting it out to you, bro.
I mean, to be fair, like I know a lot of, we were talking about this the other day, man. It's crazy. We brought up so much conversation about this. But at my dad's birthday party, it was my cousins and I, we were talking about how, bro, like, damn, I actually lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it.
What was that we were talking about? I'm so sorry.
We were talking about China consumership.
No.
And like how they were the tariffs.
Right before, literally like right now.
The economy that we're in, about the gig economy and
the Uber Eats and
Uber
all
Eats,
these
Lyfts, etc.
Yeah, how now you're working for the car. You're not working for.
The average American has to work 3 jobs just to get by on the poverty line.
Yeah.
I actually completely lost my train of thought.
It's all good. Who gives a fuck?
Choo choo.
You guys want to talk about guns?
We can talk about whatever the fuck you want, bro.
Boats and hoes.
Dude, this bottle that we've been drinking out of.
It's pretty trash.
Actually, yeah, right? You don't like it?
It's pretty trash.
You don't like why? Tell me about it.
I'm just not a fan.
Not a fan, really?
Not a fan, yeah.
You're not a fan of that scotch? It's
Nah.
not for everybody, bro. You know, I've realized that with mezcals and like smoky scotches or like any smoky anything, it's very biased. Like everybody needs to like really, I don't know. Everybody, it's an acquired taste. I understand that. It's a very super acquired taste. Like I just like it, man. I love smoky. Smoky has always been good to me, man.
I love smoking.
Smoking.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
But like a nice smoky ass whiskey, bro.
Yeah,
or
I get
like,
you.
Or mezcal. Oh man.
I don't think I've tried a good mezcal. The thing with me is that like
Gracias a Dios, it would be like a good introduction.
the thing with me is that just recently is when I started getting into whiskey.
Okay.
I don't like anything else really. I'll take a mojito and stuff like that, but like I'm not. I don't know with drinks like that. I definitely would want to get into it, but I don't know why. I've always like settled for my same drinks. Little Cuba Libre, you know, Johnny Walker Black.
Okay.
I had blue the other day for the first time in a while.
How's that?
It's great.
Yeah?
Have you tried blue?
No, never.
Smooth.
I've only ever tried black.
Smooth.
Yeah.
You got to try green.
Green is good?
Green, bro.
What's green?
Green is a $60 bottle, and it's a good bottle of whiskey.
Okay, but what is it?
Scotch.
Is it scotch?
It's a blended scotch.
Blended scotch? Okay.
It's a blended scotch. It's good. It's really good.
Real
For
good.
For $60, bro, like...
Smooth, bitter?
No, it's smooth. It's smooth.
Okay.
Smooth.
Yeah. Yeah, this is how I like drinking my whiskey now, dude. On some ice or neat. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know what it is, but I just like tasting it, even if it's bitter as fuck. Like, I don't mind.
How were your experiences when you first deployed? Like what was your first deployment like, and what was the lead up to that?
Okay. So the whole entire workup, right? I was with Alpha Company. I was between 2nd platoon and 3rd platoon.
Okay.
Right. We were track company. My whole company was a track company, which pretty much means we were in the AAVs,
Dope.
right? I can't believe I'm just bravehearting right now.
Yo,
Yeah.
we're destroyed.
I know, bro. I know. But it hasn't. So pretty much we trained in AAVs, which is a vehicle in the military that could go in the water and in pretty much the sand or on turf. It doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
You know, on land or sea. Right?
Okay.
The AAV. And I was labeled a shitbag.
Okay.
John, like I'll be honest, like the first year and a half of my career,
It's a fair label.
yeah, it was a rough one, man. Yeah, it does.
I remember what you went through. Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember, but you were saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we were a track company, and then they did this thing where they sent all the quote unquote shitbags to they're gonna justify and say no, that's not the case, whatever. But it was that.
It's kind of like,
Yeah.
it's like Con Air.
Yeah, a little bit, for real, a little bit like Connor. So amphibious assault vehicles. That's what an AAV is.
Okay.
An amphibious assault vehicle. Jesus. So I trained up in that.
Got it.
So
Amphibious.
we went to Bravo Company.
Mhm.
So we were in a Black Sea rotation. So it was mostly European countries in a Black Sea rotation, right? We were the alert force. So when I was on leave, I was on this thing called Advon, that even if I'm on leave, I could get recalled at any time. I'm supposed to have my main pack and my assault pack packed with all the gear I need for a deployment right away. So I did that for the first year and a half of my enlistment. And so I go to Bravo Company. You want a little bit more? Oh, absolutely. So I go over to Bravo Company, and they assign me to 6th platoon. I was under a lieutenant who was a reservist. He was a fucking English teacher. Okay. An English professor, I think. And my platoon consists of all the misfits, man. It's literally all the leadership in my platoon: Staff Sergeant Cancinos, Corporal Hawley, Sergeant Mara, Lance Corporal Miller, that then became Corporal Miller.
This is giving me like Bad Company vibes.
Yeah, it was all these guys. So like all these weapons guys, they were weapons platoon. They were the majority of my platoon consisted of assaultmen in leadership. And they're the guys that deal with explosive ordnance in the Marine Corps. Right?
Okay.
And we're there. This ragtag. A lot of guys are coming from Charlie Company, Bravo, and Alpha. Some of the guys are Bravo Originals, Bravo Boots. Some of my peers that I went to ITB with, you know, and we're just fucking chilling.
Hey, cheers,
and buddy. Cheers, buddy. A little sip too.
Just can't get behind it.
Yeah,
No.
It's too rough.
Yeah, it's too rough for me.
It's good though.
I'm just a pussy. I'm sorry.
It is what it is. I love that smoke.
No, good. I get it.
Yeah, but I still make faces, bro.
No, I'm good. That's another level of masochism that I'm like, that's crazy that you don't make faces.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sorry. Go on.
Okay, so we're there and we're the Boots. I'm wearing my memorial band that I have now, and that gave me like a trust with Miller because Miller knew Woody.
Mm-hmm.
Woody's my first team leader that passed away during driving on a motorcycle. Okay, so that's all I really want to say about that.
Oh.
So me and Miller, we weren't tight, but you know I respected him a lot. So
he respected you too,
yeah,
knowing that that mutual friendship.
A little bit, you know, but it was still like I'm a Boot. Listen to what I say. Right?
Gotcha.
So, bro, a lot of them that first deployment of mine was just sheer luck, you know. And here's the drastic change, because I know I was talking about amphibious assault vehicles before this, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I was trained up in that first year and a half in the Marine Corps. So I was doing a lot of foot movements, getting out of vehicles and assaulting positions. That's what I was training on. Mm-hmm. I went to Bravo Company, and Bravo Company was a helo company.
What does that mean?
A helo company is we were on Ospreys. Ospreys are adjustable rotary winged airplanes essentially, and
describe it to me like if it was a Star Wars plane.
Dude, it's this fucking crazy eagle looking thing, okay. And the fucking wings, they go from vertical, right, and they hover.
Gotcha.
They fucking hover, and then they all of a sudden when they pick up momentum and they pick up elevation, they twist, and it just takes off straight, and it picks up even more speed.
Gotcha. I know exactly what I'm thinking about.
It's fucking crazy.
I'm thinking about like Star Wars Clone
Wars.
Bro,
they drop the top, they drop the bottom. So they had these things called they have these Marines called aircraft crewmen, right? Okay. Not these things, these fucking Marines.
they have these objects.
Yeah, they had these fucking Marines, and these motherfuckers hook themselves in, and they drop the ramp, and all you see is fucking sky and like tree line or whatever the fuck you're flying over, and these motherfuckers grab onto this rope and they'll just lean out. You just fucking look over. They'll dangle their feet off the back of it. It's one of the most hardcore things I've ever fucking experienced.
Yeah.
I love Ospreys. I love being a helo company. It really, bro, it's a different change of pace. But
isn't it like, I'm sorry to interject, but isn't it crazy that like the only experience that you'll ever get with that is like in the Marine Corps, like with what you've gotten so far?
Yeah. Dude, I remember one time we took an evasive maneuver in training, and one of my seniors, Greer, was up in the front seat. In front of me. He was in the seat in front of me, not the front seat, because you sit on the sides and you put all your main packs and assault packs in the middle.
Okay.
Right? And then you strap yourself into your seats on the sides of the bird.
Gotcha.
So Greer is completely passed the fuck out. Mm-hmm. The fact that he's able to sleep on an Osprey, like just covering and doing military style, like evasive maneuvers, is outstanding. But this bird banks to the right. So I'm on my back looking up, and I see Greer wake up from a dead sleep, and he just goes... And you just can't fucking believe what the fuck the situation, because he's literally like, the only thing holding him is the straps holding him to his seats, because he's just off the seat.
It's like a roller coaster,
dude,
essentially.
Like, but the gnarliest roller coaster, and we don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
We don't know what the fuck is going on.
You don't know if the guy fell asleep.
Dude, so this bird makes his fucking evasive maneuver, Greer's freaking the fuck out. I'm laughing my ass off. The adrenaline rush just hit me. It was so funny seeing my senior's face, like with pure terror like that. It was just one of those experiences that I'm never gonna nowhere. You'll never. I'll never forget that, dude. Like that was one of the coolest things in that deployment.
So where was it that you went for your first?
So my first deployment, I was in Spain, Portugal, Greece, and 4 countries in Africa.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
what countries in Africa?
Uganda, Djibouti, South Sudan, and Egypt.
Okay.
Yep.
How was Egypt? Did you get to experience Egypt?
Bro, it was just to feel the bird.
Yeah,
we came out. We saw a couple sand dunes. They refueled the bird, and then boom to Djibouti.
I remember you told me Spain and Portugal was fire.
Yeah, they dropped the ramp actually. Spain and Portugal was amazing, dude. Yeah. I did what was it? I think it was 3 days, 2 nights in Madrid. Man, dude. So they have this club in Madrid. I forgot the name of it, but it has 7 floors, and each floor is a different theme nightclub.
Hard.
So you'll have like one that's like all Asian, bamboo, green. That's like the light. Then you'll go up to
Like
the
Milan?
red. Yeah, kind of something like that, right?
Give you Milan vibes.
Yeah, some shit like that. And then you go to the second floor and it's red and it's more like techno and like house music. And you get all the way up to this rooftop, and the rooftop is like open space with 2 big ass bars. Bro, so many walks of life go there. Swedish, Portuguese, Israeli, you name it. So many people use Spain as a hub to just gather. Like a lot of people are there for school. I've met this person from Portugal that was a law student in Spain. You know, you'd be surprised how English is like not an important language, depending like for an American, obviously, but like, and an Englishman, but like in these other countries, like English is like the least worried about language because of the simplicity it has.
Yeah.
What? The third most well-known language. So these people, like, if you go up to somebody, right, and I was like, "Oh, do you know English?" To them, it's like they ask it's like asking them, "Did you just wipe your ass with your right hand?" You know what I mean? It's like they know English. It's like, fuck off, dude. Like that's such a simple language for me to know that you don't need to like tell me. You know, so
Yeah, but fuck them. They talk with lisps.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck the Spaniards.
But that's not just the Spaniard. I'm talking about all these foreign people.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's just a big mixing pot. Like, I enjoyed going to Spain. I did Cadiz, I did Sevilla, and Madrid. That was really fun, man.
What I was going to ask you, because you said a lot of walks of life, I wanted to ask you, what was your experience, a Miami boy, going to the Marines, living in Fort...
No, Camp Lejeune.
Camp Lejeune.
No fort, nothing. That's Army.
No, yeah, I'm sorry. I get it confused with the actual city that it's in.
Yeah, it's in North Carolina.
No,
it's in Jacksonville, North
Carolina.
Carolina.
That's what it is, Jacksonville, North Carolina. So,
super small military town.
So how was that, like, growing up as a Miami kid in that situation, in that experience?
Oh, man. So here's the thing. I feel like I'm very misunderstood. When I first got into the Marine Corps, I felt very misunderstood.
Yeah.
To this day, I still do to a degree. But this guy, like...
You think it's like...
They thought that I had the worst fucking attitude problem they've ever seen.
Do you think it's because you're like subconsciously you're a chick?
No, you son of a bitch. No, dude. It's literally because they thought I had an attitude because I would say things like no, or I would give them a certain look. I didn't know. I can't put my finger on what it was. But then when they would ask me like, "Oh, why do you have such an attitude?" I'd be like, "Oh, I don't have an attitude. I'm just from Miami." Bro, that was send them over the edge. Oh, you think you're fucking hard? I'm from fucking New York.
And then Full Metal Jacket, drill sergeant comes out.
Dude, like, but it wasn't even them. It was like my senior guys that were like, some of them were riflemen, some of them were team leaders, some of them were squad leaders.
Not too many steps above you type shit.
Dude, yeah, not too many steps above me. And it's like, okay, I understand you're a senior man, but like culturally, I just come from a different cultural background, dude. Like gnarly, like, and Miami is its own creature, man. You know that better than anybody.
It is.
So it was hard to adjust myself to the Marine Corps because a lot of what's praised in the Marine Corps are there's a lot more guys that were way more disciplined than me. I'm man enough to admit that, you know? So a lot of it was my own discipline problems because I enlisted when I was 17. I spent my early 20s in the Marine Corps. I got out when I was 22. You know, I enlisted when I was 17. So a lot of it I'll attribute to my own immaturity. Because there's no taking that away. It's a fact. It's something that kept me from certain goals in the Marine Corps.
But that's good that you left, and I'm sorry to cut you off. No. Hold that thought. That's good that you left at that young age, bro, because my sister's friends, some of them left when they were 22, came back when they were 26, and then like, yo, let's go out drinking. And it's like, no, everybody's kind of tied down and has their own thing doing. So like, you went at a good time. You came back, and we were all literally about like just starting to go out. Yeah. So think of it like that too. But I'm sorry, go on.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of it I attribute to my own immaturity. You know, I had a lot of growing up to do in the Marine Corps. But the older guys they achieve a lot more success. You know, they understand just what it is, like the bullshit, like how to handle certain stressors. A lot of the stressors that I saw, like, were resolved in like physical violence. You know, that's the Marine Corps is a fraternity. It is a gladiator fucking ring. It's an arena. You know what I mean? It's warrior-based society.
It's testosterone.
Testosterone, dude. I was in an infantry unit. I saw no females. I saw females towards the end of my enlistment when we got the first female machine gunner, first female squad leader, and the first female mortarman.
I'm surprised you saw females.
Yeah.
No, just you.
No, yeah, me in general. Yeah, no, dude, you son of a bitch. You're setting me up. I'm gonna dunk it. You're gonna regret that. Oh fuck. Yeah, man. But a lot of the Marine Corps was a very interesting place, and it was very good for my developmental phase, like my developmental transition. Because what really fucked me was all this freedom we have, all this freedom to just literally do whatever the fuck you want. And like I had a structure, like at least I would wake up at 05, and then my work day was at least till 1600, which is 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not dumb, Marlon.
I know, but I had that structure. I would just go to the gym, eat whatever the fuck I wanted.
I remember that.
Yeah, and that was my life. And then
you were taking pictures, sending it on the group chat.
Yeah,
being like, "Yo, guys, just got a killer chest workout."
Yeah, bro.
And then we'd be like, "Congrats, Marlon."
Congrats, Marlon.
We don't care about
yeah, but you know that's why a lot of guys get institutionalized. I had this working theory that if you put you get a Marine Corps gunnery sergeant, right? This is a gentleman that's probably been in the Marine Corps for 15 plus years, right? Okay. And then you get a prisoner that's been in prison for 15 plus years, right? And you switch their bodies, they're the same person.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean. So there's a level of institutionalization that comes where this gunnery sergeant has been in the Marine Corps for 15 years. He's going to be decked out in Marine Corps tattoos with a lot of rank and a lot of stacks because he has that discipline instilled in him. Yeah. Now, if you put him in a different setting, like prison, he's going to achieve the same level of success that he would have in the military with whatever he chooses, Aryan Brotherhood or the Mexican, the
cartels.
Yeah, the MS-13,
yeah,
whatever, right? And they're going to have the same tattoos, but like gang related.
Yeah.
So it's all about where a person fit into given the environment that they're grown up in.
It's weird, man, because we talked about a little while ago, the whole like comfort zone, that whole thing. Like, it's weird to think of it, but like institutionalization is kind of just that. Like you're comfortable within the environment that you're around, and you just become a product, like Jack Nicholson in the Departed. Like, you become a product of your environment, and like it gets back to that comfort zone, and like you already know what you have to do. You already know what time you're gonna wake up, and like exactly what you're saying. You build discipline to that shit. But I feel like with prison, I mean, how like I don't know much about prison. I've never been.
Yeah.
But what I can say is that like hell, maybe there's not a lot of discipline in the prison as much as there is in like the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Because like, bro, the Marine Corps, I know for the first 3 months of your boot camp, they woke you up. You didn't wake up,
dude. So
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you guys had to get disciplined.
One of the things that's always stuck with me about the Marine Corps has been getting to boot camp, getting on those yellow footprints, and as soon as I walk in,
getting off the white van.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So I remember, witnessing one of my peers just getting in his face, this angry, veiny face with a smoky bear. Just, you're a grown-ass man. Act like one. And the kid looked like he was just going through puberty. You know what I mean? Like, he looked like he was probably 18, 19. Like me at that time. You're a grown-ass fucking man. This is the United States fucking Marine Corps. We're going to fucking make you into something. And, like, this kid just fucking shit himself. You know what I mean? Like, and
do you go in your?
I fucking shit myself.
Do you go in like your civilian clothing, like when you first?
Dude, they strip everything away from you, man.
Because like,
dude, like, okay, you want to know what it is getting to Perez Island?
I saw a picture of you the day you left, and you were wearing this Aeropostale T-shirt.
Yep.
And I was like, he could have worn anything else. And if he goes into that little boot camp, like that little scene of like Full Metal Jacket that I'm thinking of, where you're just like getting introduced and like they're looking at you like top to bottom, they're like, look at this guy wearing an Aeropostale T-shirt.
Let's get one thing straight, bro. I didn't know who the fuck I was in high school, okay?
Cool, bro.
I hadn't found like myself. So I was wearing shit like Aeropostale. All right, dude. But yes, I did have a hard time because of that shit.
You own an Aeropostale T-shirt right now?
Dude, no. Fuck no. Not to this day. Hell no.
To
never.
This day.
You don't?
No. Yeah, right. I learned my dude. You get
one of us.
I had a pompadour getting to boot camp. You remember that shit?
A pompadour?
Yeah, you know. I had a fucking like huge ass comb over.
Oh yes.
So I
don't know why I confused pompadour with like the poncho, the Mexican poncho.
Yeah.
I still have it in my crib, by the way.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, the poncho. That shit's.
I was after a drunk night at Boogie's.
Yeah. Drug rug. That's also what it's known as. You never heard about that?
No, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, that poncho thing that I gave you is called the drug rug.
I
It's
would
like,
imagine Mexican cartels.
Yeah.
Why else?
Yeah. So,
You were saying.
dude, they strip you of you're not an individual anymore. You're just a recruit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole point of it. So I got there. The first thing they do is you're on the yellow footprints. You're being instructed by a receiving drill instructor. And he goes, you're going to walk through these steel doors one time and one time only. The only other time you're going to come back here is once you're a United States Marine. So we walk in through the steel door, and it's a bunch of desks, like 5 rows of maybe 20 desks on each side, right? In each row. And you sit down and you start filling out like liability shit, your social, your name, all this stuff. They start giving you equipment. They put it all into like a laundry bag. And you're getting your boots, you're getting your camis, you're getting glow belts, you're getting hygiene shit, shaving shit, military shit, you know, a glow beam, a moonbeam,
Okay.
which is a flashlight.
Yeah.
And they give you all these terms. It's a blouse, trousers, boots, go fasters or sneakers. Skivvy
what?
shirt. Yeah, so they call sneakers go fasters. Yeah, that's the thing.
And you get offended when people call you jarhead
Yes.
because you put on a pair of Go Fasters.
Bro, it's all about institutionalizing and like changing who the fuck you are.
I think before you left, man, it's definitely this kind of like brainwashing for lack of a better term, but it's kind of like brainwashing in the sense of like, bro, they legit take out everything you know about your normal daily routine, and they say this is how it's supposed to be done.
You know,
I bet every time you wake up you make your bed.
Yeah. Well, no. I will say this, I gotten better at it.
That's why you're not in the
used
Marines
to.
anymore.
Yeah, bro.
Just fucking around.
I've been out for 3 years.
Yeah.
I've been out for I'm about to be out longer than I've been in, eventually. That's an eventuality.
Would you, because I remember you had not that you had a very promising career, but I remember that you were always talking to us and you were always getting high appraisal and stuff like that. You had a career.
I did.
In it. You had a career in it.
After my first deployment, I really changed. Yeah, I picked it up.
So what I was going to ask you is, do you think that, would you credit that immaturity towards why you wouldn't enlist again?
I had good seniors.
What did you learn? Yeah, like what did you learn in the military that stopped you from signing in again?
Dude, from staying in? What stopped me from staying in?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, that's a completely different. Okay, so what changed me, what made the 180 in my career that made me a squared away Marine was definitely the senior leadership that I had on my first deployment. Mm-hmm. We're talking about a lot older guys that were weapons guys, that very intellectual types. They would offer me literature, if I had a struggle. That's the caliber of mind that I was dealing with. The reason I got out was because I saw how the Marine Corps could just chew you up, leave you a husk of your former self, and pretty much send you on your way with nothing. I saw a good Marine. I'm not going to say his name, but he knows who he is. And he, got caught, tangled up in some hazing allegations. And he was on a Meritorious board for corporal. He was a team leader. He's going to go to his advanced school.
So wait, what is that?
A team leader is like
a board.
A board. Oh, so a Meritorious promotion board.
Okay.
Which is like you're considered by your peers as well as senior leadership as more than competent in your current rank. So we're gonna give you the rank that goes after it before you meet the cutting score.
Gotcha.
A cutting score is like the required limit between like time and grade, which the time that you spend in the current rank you're in, as well as your performance-based evaluations could come from a PFT. A PFT is a physical fitness test, and a CFT is a combat fitness test. So depending on how you do on those two scores, plus MCTs, which is marine like knowledge that you do online, that all attributes to your score for promotion, right? So if you're on a Meritorious board, they're seeing a growth in maturity. They're seeing that this guy belongs in leadership, like he belongs in a rank that he's not fit for. Like we could use him in other ways, so we're gonna promote him quicker. So they go through this whole thing where they're quizzed. They're wearing the dress blues. They ask her not only information and questions based on their MOS. In my case, it was 0311. You're asked questions about the Marine Corps as well. So like, it could be simple things like the Marine Corps birthday to like when the first Marine Corps aviation unit was established.
What was it, 1890?
No, 1775.
1775. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Number
So
12.
yeah, the
Sorry.
Marine Corps birthday is November 10th.
November 10th.
Yeah.
Oh, it's about to be
Yeah.
coming up in 2 months.
Yeah, the Marine Corps birthday's November 10th. But so all this said, right?
Mhm.
I got out because I saw that a sergeant, right? Like he has a stellar record in the Marine Corps. He could break his arm. They send him, on light
Medical-
duty,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Limited duty, where he's not doing much. They take away his squad. They give it to a lance corporal, right? An E3. He's not making much, and he has all this added responsibility, right? So then I see the sergeant, the same sergeant could come back and be like, yo, I'm ready to get my squad back. And they won't give it to him. They'll just put him in the armory. A lot of things attribute to this. Like if he can't keep up in certain runs, if he can't give up to what the standard of a sergeant is, like that attributes to it. But I've seen
So it's
how,
all the little things too.
bro, the Marine Corps could chew you up and spit you the fuck out and not blink twice.
Yeah, I mean, I remember telling you that, man. Like I remember
You're
having
cattle, man. You're
and-
just a number.
and I have the conversations with Raul about this stuff too. Like realistically, like in the food industry and stuff like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
crazy thing is that, and even in retail, you're expendable.
Yeah.
The thing is that with the Marine, it's like, yo, if you, obviously, if you were in the unfortunate
Something that not a
circumstance-
lot of people know. There's a accepted casualty risk and rate
yeah,
that senior leadership will take. Like field grade officers know how many casualties that they're willing to take, as well as like commanding grade and so on and so
because
forth.
you need to put a number on it. I mean,
Yeah.
realistically speaking, if I'm a general and I say, hey, we got to go into Kabul,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I can lose. If I see that I'm losing, let's not lose more than 1,000. If I see that I'm
Yeah.
getting 750 and we've only been there in a day or two, then they're like, yo, let's pull the fuck out. type shit.
In that Kabul instance, 13 is 13 to fucking man.
No,
you know,
1,000%, 1,000%.
like-
I'm just using it as an example.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
For the
But there
situation I'm in.
is an accepted risk. There is an accepted casualty number. They're like, okay, this is the casualties we're projected to get. We're okay with this.
That's
And
ridiculous.
that's
That's
what
the
I
truth
saw.
of it.
That's what I saw in the Marine Corps, yeah, and that's why I chose to get out, because I wanted my individuality back, man. That's what it all came back to. But our buddy Espinosa, he put it the best. He says at the end of the day, you want fucking true freedom. That's
Yeah.
why you're getting out, because you're binded to that contract, man.
Because in the military, you can't question the things you can
the-
question out here.
Yeah, the United States Marine Corps USMC stands for you sign the motherfucking contract. Yep.
That's right. You said
So-
you said PFT.
That's
Yes. I don't know why in the middle of that I thought that you could switch the letters and it still sound the same.
what do you mean?
Like you switch the letters PFT, FPT.
Yeah,
It would
it's
still
the same
sound like
shit.
Physical fitness.
Fitness, physical test. Yeah, it could be the same shit. All these acronyms are just to simplify for dumb high school kids to fucking get it.
Well, yeah. I mean, dumb high school kids and go fasters.
And go fasters. Yeah, and glow belts. Beams.
Why did you just call it like the what is it the?
It's all about tradition, bro. It's all about tradition, dude. Yeah, it's called a moonbeam.
It's a flashlight.
Yeah, it's like it's not just a flashlight. It's like
Oh,
this,
sorry.
it's this flashlight.
Sorry.
It comes up and it curves. It's like an L shaped. It's like one of those old timey ones.
It's a dildo.
So you're telling me we spend trillions of dollars a year on
That's the cheapest fucking flashlight ever, bro.
we spend trillions of dollars.
Military grade.
We spend trillions of dollars more than any other like country
And we
in like
can't
the
even
top
rock-
5. You can't even buy yourself some freaking
A
some
stream light. Yeah,
some
like-
Milwaukee flashlights and shit.
yeah, exactly, right? No. They-
the
they-
dark dildos.
The Marine Corps goes to the lowest bidder, bro.
Yeah.
They get their
Well-
equipment for the lowest bidder.
I had a friend of mine that used to do for the I can't remember what
At least in
specific-
my time.
I can't remember what specific part of it. I think it's just the chest plate of a body armor.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and he used to do government contracts, and he was like, yeah, I bid on them.
yeah,
Like it's essentially like war dogs.
yeah. But it's a lot smaller scale. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
smaller scale. And it's
But-
more legit too.
Yeah, obviously, definitely more legit, dude. I wish that I had the same mentality that I have now when I was in. You know what I mean? Just a little older.
Would
I
you
see
want to
things-
redo it again?
Dude, I people ask me this question often, and I would do exactly the exact same thing that I did in my career over again, because it made me who I am today.
Yeah.
And like, if I regretted anything I did, which in hindsight I do, there's a lot of things that I wish I did differently. Like, I wish I would have put a little bit more effort into certain things.
Hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah, exactly, dude. But I left with a good relationship with my guys. I left at a high point in my career.
And dude, I achieved something. I became an NCO. Like I became a non-commissioned officer in the Marine Corps, and I never thought that that would be a possibility for somebody like me with my background and where I came from. You know, I just can't believe that I had the career I did have, the experiences that I did have, the people I got to meet. It just meant a lot to me. You know, it was different than taking the typical college route. I knew I couldn't afford college. I knew that was my
Good stuff.
I knew that that was my, like, okay, I come from humble beginnings. Like, I'm going to high school and I'm going home and there's no electricity in my household. Like, okay, I know that I'm not going to afford college. I'm joining the Marine Corps for sure. And I've been wanting to be a Marine since I was in the 4th grade, John.
Yeah?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
That's a pretty bold statement to make in the 4th grade.
Dude, you know,
I was picking like firefighter or baseball player.
no, I wanted to be a soldier. That's what it started off as. Let me
Gotcha.
tell you something, John. When I left the house that we owned and we started renting in Sweetwater, the house that
I met you, yeah.
that you've been to countless times, right? I never was a fan of, like, when the kids in the neighborhood would play baseball, football, basketball. I never really saw my interest in, like, point-based systems. But I saw myself in more of, like, dude, my interests were in, like, sword play, BB guns, stuff like that. So I knew early on, like, oh, this is my niche, and I'm this type of nerdy person, right? Like, this is what I like.
You're an ROTC kid.
Yeah, dude, to the T and in the time, right? But, like, I also, like, had a different demeanor about things. I approach things differently, like, than some of those super close-minded people. Fucking cockroach right there.
Oh,
Can't
shit.
ignore it. Raul, right by your foot, dude. Holy shit. So the first time I got my fucking ass beat was by this kid in my neighborhood. I only remember his nickname to this day. His nickname was Jiribilla. Have you ever heard of Jiribilla in, like, Spanish? What that means in Cuban culture?
No.
Jiribilla is like a spice. Like, it means like somebody that's like a raw wire, like a live wire type of person. You know what I mean? He fucking whooped my ass, dude. Whooped it. And I remember just getting a fucking throw out of that. And I fucking, in a weird way, I like that.
Yeah?
In a fucking weird way. Yeah. So I've always been drawn to, like,
So you went back to your house, you're like, I'm going to
dude, no.
make right with this gun.
I went back. No, dude.
This
I
BB gun.
Dude, I went back to my house and my mom told me either you kick his ass or I kick yours. That's how that went. So I went and I fought this kid. And yeah.
Your mom's a tough bitch, bro.
Yeah, bro.
No, like sorry for the language, but like your mom's a tough bitch.
I know.
I've had conversations with her. Like, that lady's not somebody to fuck around with.
No, definitely not.
I feel like most Cuban mothers are like that.
Yeah, dude. My mom literally told me either you kick his ass or I kick yours, because you're not gonna come here every day crying because you're playing in your neighborhood.
True.
Right. So I'm like, okay, and I picked a fight with him. We got into a fight, and bro, it was like from that moment on, I always knew that, like, fighting was like something that drew me. You know, I gotta be honest, bro. It wasn't until we were at that fucking restaurant that we saw the George Masvidal fight.
Oh, Miller Ale House.
Miller Ale House. It wasn't until we were at Miller Ale House that I got re-interested in the UFC.
Yeah.
When I was hearing you scream 5 fucking seconds, 5 fucking seconds after that fucking Masvidal knee, bro, that's what got me right back into that shit. Like, I just see it as, like, such a healthy outlet for
It's
people.
a spectacle, bro. It is. 1,000%. It's definitely a healthy outlet for the people that practice. Because it's also, bro, you have this level of confidence in you that, like, it's a level of confidence, but at the same time, they always teach you this level of zen. Like, you know, you're confident because you know that you can go into any room and probably whoop anybody's ass.
Yeah.
You got me?
Yeah,
at the same
those
time,
high level guys.
At the
super high level.
At the same time, you got to understand that, yeah, bro, your body is a weapon.
Yeah.
So you have to have that zen. You can't be a hothead. It's like having a gun.
Yeah.
You can't be a hothead and own a gun. You're going to get yourself in every kind of trouble you can think of. Yeah. But, like, with, like, MMA, your body is the weapon. You could shut anybody down at any instant. Yeah. And with me personally, I used to think basketball was a spectacle. I used to think basketball, bro, you're looking at these guys, tall, muscular, you know, they're very athletic. They can jump 10 freaking feet in the air and dunk a basketball. You know, I always used to look at that as a spectacle. When I got into MMA, I was like, no, this is a spectacle. These are gladiators. Yeah. These are guys that are literally saying, I'm signing this contract to fight the person in front of me. And if I knock him out,
And don't stop.
He'll wake
He doesn't
up.
stop until a referee pulls him off.
It's super
That's
necessary.
what they're ingrained.
Super
It's
necessary.
super necessary.
But it's like, it's the kind of thing where it's like, bro, he's going to wake up. His head might hurt.
Yeah.
He won't remember a single thing.
Yeah.
Everybody was trashing Ben Askren afterwards. And they're like, oh, what'd you feel? And he's like, dude, I don't remember getting into the octagon.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's like, that's like the harsh reality of it, I guess. But like,
of course.
it's kill or be killed, bro.
Yeah.
And there's always a winner and there's always a
loser.
loser.
Are serious, man. That's why I'm such a fucking fan, man. Because these guys, it's life and death.
Yeah.
You know, I love these fucking dudes.
Another thing that I love too is that
Watching
like,
the UFC is fucking crazy.
one thing I love about it too now is that, bro, look at what the WWE is like.
Oh, man.
WWE and like AEW, like just professional wrestling, I guess. You look at all that stuff. And these guys are characters. They have skill. There is talent to what they do. There's definitely a sense of like, I had to train to be able to jump off the turnbuckle and do a swanton bomb on this guy.
Yeah.
You get me? Like I had to train to do that. But like the people that you know the most are the people with the characters. And like it's the same thing with the UFC. Conor McGregor, obviously. But you look at guys like Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
You look at guys, you looked at Ronda for a little bit because Ronda, she was a fucking dominant ass bitch. But like at the same time, like she did not care about anybody or what anybody had to say. She, she didn't care about the whole like, oh, you're Dana White's bitch. You feel me? Like, they're all characters.
She had a weird one, right? She like just took that one head kick from Holly Holmes and was like,
and never woke up.
never came back from that one.
Never woke up, man. It only takes one.
Yeah,
it only takes one. It's like you could be a batter, like you could be a batter in baseball, hit,
I've been knocked out cold a couple times.
Yeah,
dude. Usually from like banging my head off of shit. But yeah, or I got choked out one time too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I got so.
Why'd you get choked out? Like,
man, I'm not gonna say any names again, but I was in the Marine Corps. I was having a rough day. I came into my bedroom.
And you just told your boy, yo, choke me out.
I literally punched my wall locker, right? And like, my knuckles were kind of bleeding. And I was just fucking in tears. And one of my seniors came up to me and was like, you're frustrated? You're fucking pissed off? I was like, yes, Lance Corporal. He's like, all right, come to my room. We went into his room. He's like, all right, let's get back to back. So we both sat down. We just laid up against each other back to back. And he's like, grappling. We're grappling. And if you want to throw a punch, go for it. I'm going to throw some punches if you throw a punch. I'm just going to feed off of what you're doing. I was like, okay, go. Dude, as soon as I like turned my back, he got me in a fucking nasty guillotine, cranked on it. And all I remember was coming to in that bedroom. And he was over me. Wake the fuck up, wake the fuck up, wake the fuck up, wake the fuck up.
Did you have your legs lifted and shit?
Yeah, my legs weren't lifted. But they were just slapping me in the face. Like, wake the fuck up. And I'm like, whoa, what happened? He's like, do you feel better? And I was like, I don't remember what the fuck happened. I just got choked the fuck. But like I felt all that like anger, it dissipated, dude.
It goes back to the healthy outlet.
Dude, and I was just like, and he's like, Perera, I've never knocked anybody out like that. Like I never fucking he just put me to sleep. And it was he's like, he literally was telling me tap, boot.
That's the first thing they teach you.
And I was so angry. I started fucking hitting his ribs and he just cranked harder until I went to sleep.
Nice.
I just went to sleep and then I came up. Bro, and a lot of people say this and they're like, oh my God, like how terrible that happened. No, man, it builds character. It builds fucking character. It happened to me and I choose to see it in that light at least. But, it fucking is like it, bro, the military is not for fucking sensitive people. It's not for people that can just take anything that comes, like people that can't deal with struggle. They're not going to succeed. I've seen it in all walks of life, and I've been able to apply it to my life. And I've often drifted away from that, and I've strayed away from it, dude. And always centering myself back to that military discipline that I've had is what's kept me on the straight and narrow that I'm on now, Dude,
you've been doing great. Well, I was going to ask you to explain.
What's up?
I know about your transition period outside, coming back from the Marine Corps. How was that for you?
Dude, it was rough. It was really rough. There was a disconnect. I felt like I couldn't communicate well with my friends, but specifically our group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was such a struggle for me to communicate how I felt the right way because I was so used to being in a crowd of people that even if I fucking hated you, I would let you know, dude, I can't fucking stand you. I think you're the bane of my existence, but I would have to work with you. You know what I mean? So we still kept it professional, and at the end of the day, it would get hashed out.
Mm-hmm.
When you're coming from the military and you're not around that constantly, there's people that don't tolerate that shit, and they just, they have every right to just be like, yo, fuck this guy, like he's not good for me,
Mm-hmm.
So that was something that was an adjustment for me. Dude, honestly, man, finding a fucking job was like way more difficult than I thought it would be. And just again, that discipline, dude, I lost it. I lost the discipline, man.
Was it gradual, or did you just from one day to the next?
It was like
I don't have to wake up early anymore.
I literally, it was gradual. It literally was gradual. Like I had a structure, but dude, also like it's all the people you involve yourself around.
And
my partner at the time wasn't great for me.
You're back in Miami, dude.
Back in Miami,
you have
dude.
freedom to do whatever it is that you want now. You're a free man,
dude. That's literally what stunted my growth for a while. That's literally what it was. All that freedom, dude. Like enjoying I literally felt like I had to catch up. I felt like I had to catch up with what I missed out on, and I was wrong about that because I didn't miss out on anything.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't.
Like I said, like you would have, if you would have gone a little bit later on into the military, you would have missed out on a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you went at a good time. You came at a good time. Everybody was still young. Everybody was still going out. Everybody still had their own things going on. Obviously, with what a large part of the frustration was with like the friend group and stuff like that. I think it is that communication.
Yeah.
You I think you hit the nail on the head there. It was like a lot of it was that like, damn, I don't know how to talk to people kind of thing.
Yeah.
You question yourself.
Yeah, dude. But here's another thing. Like I was dealing with like real life shit. Like I was already dealing with buddies going through divorces at 19 years old. Guys that their mothers died while we were in training evolutions. So I dealt with a lot of real life shit, and the way I coped with it was to make like a joke or to take a stab at someone. And that's not the healthiest way to deal with certain individuals, especially out in the civilian world.
Yeah, you got to know who you're talking to.
Exactly. You got to know who you're talking to. And that was an adjustment. And I'm learning every day, bro.
Yeah,
learning
man.
every single day. Like I can't say that this hasn't been a great life that I've lived, and the only reason I know that it's been so nice and such a great life is because I have friends like you, and I've had the experience of seeing my buddies that aren't here right now. Some of these guys are 22.
Yeah.
And they're eternally 22, and I'm 25 now. So we're talking about guys that were my age, and I could see what I'm doing with my life and what they could have done with theirs. Because a lot of these guys are way better guys than I could ever be.
Yeah, but you don't say that either, man.
Yeah, I know. I don't mean to get so fucking dark.
No, don't. No, but bro, you got to think about it like this, man. Like, realistically, you are what your decisions are.
Yeah.
You are who, the decisions and choices you make, that's all you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, you're here right now because you've made the right decisions, and it's always unfortunate, brother, but it's always, like I said, it's hindsight's 20/20. So the fact that you get to look back on those decisions and say, yeah, I may not have done this the great way, or, hey, maybe I could have done this better. The fact that you get to look at it is a blessing in of itself.
Yeah.
So again, just because you have the not the mentality, I'm not saying that, you're stuck to this, but like, just because you think like these guys were better than I could have ever been, it's like, that shouldn't stop you from living life and being that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have a lot to live up to.
Yeah,
There's a lot of shoes to fill.
A lot of go fasters. A lot of go fasters.
A lot of go fasters to fill, bro.
Fucking jarhead.
Yeah, dude.
I got the J pass, baby. I'm good.
Yes, sir.
I'm good. Hey, brother, it's been great having you, man.
It's been great. It's been great talking to you, dude.
Bro, I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you're here to witness the whole thing.
Yeah.
I know the guys in the group chat have been like one of the bigger like supporters for me and shit, but like, glad that you're here and seeing what goes on here. You know?
Man. I'm glad to fucking be here, dude. Like, nothing but support to everybody that is just an ambitious person. Like, when I see ambitious people, I want to surround myself with that. I want to be even like just somebody you could turn to and talk to about something. Around ambitious people, it brings me joy because like you're always bettering yourself, and I can see it in you, John.
I repeat this all the time. I tell Raul, yo, if you and I go into the studio and we don't eat each other's dick.
Yeah.
And we tell ourselves like, yo, we got to learn some shit. We got to find something out. Like, bro, if you're in the studio and you're trying to get better at something, even if you don't have anything that you could think of, you're going to look around and you're going to be like, I could be better. This could be better.
Yeah.
I could do this better. Maybe we could fuck around with this. You get me? Like,
Yeah.
it's like a classroom. Like, you're in a classroom, bro. There's 30 kids in a classroom. What are they all there for? They're there to learn. That right there is stronger in of itself.
You're always a fucking student, man. Always a student. Always a student. And I got actually told that by a staff sergeant that was in Scout Sniper Platoon.
Yeah.
He literally said, "You're always a student," and that's stuck with me. Stuck with me always, man. Always a student. You're always learning your craft. You're always refining it.
Yeah.
And I can see that in you, bro.
Hey, appreciate it,
Good
brother.
shit, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
Very proud of you, man.
Bro, plug yourself in. Let the people know where they can find you. Let the people know what you got going on right now.
I guess I'll plug in my Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, Twitter, whatever.
Marks Per, literally spelled how you say it, MarxPer. Yeah, follow me on Instagram, guys. And what you see is what you get with me. I don't know if anybody could say that with truer words. Like, John knows me pretty well. I like to keep it pretty real with everybody, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I thank you for the opportunity, man.
Hey, brother.
For real, it's been fucking great.
It was a
been
pleasure
fun.
having you
It's
here,
been fun. I could sit here and talk all night.
It was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you, brother.
Pleasure having you here.
For sure. Too many more.
Yeah, no, for sure.
sure.
You'll be back. You'll be back.
Yeah.
Dude, what's it called? Hey, if you see this guy anywhere, buy him a beer. And thank you so much for listening to Culture and Collage. Thank you so much to Raul for producing the show from KNR Podcast. Thank you for Something Divine Studios. Something Divine was created here. And everybody can peace out.
Oof.